Penis. All right, get that out of the way. We're good.
Okay, so moving past the technical difficulties and the penis joke, it's been 5 seconds. I'm here today joined by NoobSniper, or should I call you by your first name?
You can call me Matt. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, we're joined by Matt today. So Matt was one of the most influential people during my early days. I'm not saying this just to throw it out there. This is just a genuine
Kiss
fact.
ass.
Yeah, I mean, look, it had to happen, dude. Fun fact.
No, I get it.
Every single gamer tag that I ever had, every username, everything, even my secondary Riot account is NoobSniper fan 2, 3, or 6, depending on how that happened. So that's a little interesting
Wait, for
fact.
real?
Yep, it still is. I'd never changed it, never bothered to.
Oh my god, that's actually hilarious. I had no idea.
So I think like a good startup question for those in the audience who don't know you, and if they're watching, I fucking hope they do. What is the story of NoobSniper? A recap, if you will.
I mean, I've been gaming forever, and then, playing a variety of games. Started off with Mario and a lot of NES, and then transitioned to like N64, GameCube, eventually PlayStation. And at some point, I got an Xbox, and I'm like, you know what? I was playing Call of Duty at the time, and I said, hey, it'd be kind of cool if I recorded. I see all these YouTubers doing these videos. I'm like, hey, I can record and maybe do some commentary and start from there. So that's where my channel started. And that was probably 10, 11 years ago now.
Jesus.
And yeah. And then uploaded Call of Duty for a couple of years while, it was still popular. And then this kind of cool, interesting looking game called Minecraft was starting to pop off. C-Nanners was one of the people. David R64YT was another one that influenced me. And then I started recording Minecraft. And obviously, I just had fun with the game. I was just recording it and enjoying it and sharing my experience. Most of the time, it was new experiences live on camera. And here we are. That's kind of what I've known for. My channel blew up a little bit. And yeah, here we are.
Well, that's a great recap. And kind of segueing out of that, which I think you kind of answered this one, kind of. But do you think, this is a weird concept, but let's say gaming as a whole wasn't a thing that existed, which is kind of weird as a thing, but let's say that was something that happened. Do you think that you would have ever gotten into content creation?
Probably not. I mean, I made videos not to get famous, but to share and educate. So if it wasn't gaming, it might have been something else. Maybe soccer, because I did play quite a bit of soccer when I was younger. But if gaming never existed, or maybe I never got into gaming, I probably would still make educational videos or videos in general, just to help someone learn something new. That's really why I like the channel. It's from an entertainment point of view, but from a teaching point of view as well. And always trying to provide value is, the underlying core of every video I make. And so if gaming didn't exist, I probably would still be making content. It would definitely be different for sure. And maybe, who knows? If gaming wasn't a thing, I think a lot of our lives would be very different from the get-go, right? It wouldn't just be necessarily a content creation point of view, but from what would you do in your pastime, the people that you meet, the communities you're part of. And I do identify as a gamer, and I do that proudly too, because there are a lot of really interesting, cool, smart, innovative, caring people in the gaming community, and they kind of reflect the goodness of the gaming community, and I think that's a good thing to be associated with as well, right?
Totally. Which kind of brings me to my next point, since we're talking about content creation. Now this is a kind of a bullshit question.
Let's go. Let's do it.
But I think a lot of people do ask this, so fuck it, let's get it out of the way. Streaming and let's say video creations or YouTube, either or, which do you think you prefer? Because it is kind of a stupid question, but still, from your perspective.
No, it's not. It's not a stupid question. I think both have their merits and both have their values, and I think it depends on the person individually. Myself speaking, I think videos and video content is probably better for me. And I say that because most live streams are like interactive. It's based off of community and playing together and or showing off like excessive amounts of skill, like Shroud, for example, right? Versus a YouTube video, which is more of don't mind the motorcycle in the background. Is more of a like a think of a statue, right?
Okay.
You carve it to show what you want to show, and in a video you can do exactly that. You can edit things, you can take things out, put things in, and you can make it exactly how you envision it. Whereas a live stream, because it is live, the nature of it is that you're always on and you can't always be entertaining, and that's hard to do. You can't also, if you're like myself, like wanting to educate or bring value or teach something, you can't do that for 8 hours straight. That's just unreasonable. So I'd say probably YouTube, but I love Twitch as well. I spend most of my time probably on Twitch consuming content, and YouTube as well, but mostly Twitch. And it's fun to stream. Like, I think if anyone has any trepidation or any hesitancy about starting to stream, just boot up a stream, invite some friends, like just message them or Twitter or Discord or whatever it may be, and be like, hey, let's hang out in my stream. Because the stream shouldn't be a matter of trying to get famous and be ninja. It should just be a matter of having fun, maybe fostering a little community there, having some making some new friends, playing games, etc. But imagine couch co-op, but done online. That's what it should be, where people are watching you, hanging out, you're playing with them, etc. And I think I would always encourage people to try Twitch if they have any inkling of wanting to try streaming at all.
Yeah, that was wow. That went way better than expected. I kind of
bullshit question. Good answer. Yeah.
You said earlier that you've been doing this for 11 and 12. That really just I didn't think about that.
I think my first video I uploaded was 2008, end of 2008.
Oh my God.
And those videos are private because they are horrible. But 2008, I think was November maybe, was when I uploaded my first video and did a lot more videos in 2019 in 2009. And then Minecraft came out around 2009, 2010, somewhere in that ballpark.
Yeah.
And I've been uploading since, so.
Well, to make you feel a little bit older, in 2008, I was 6.
Fuck, that's crazy. That's crazy. So wait, you found my content fairly early on, correct?
Oh God, yeah, I found you. I was 9, so like
I was gonna say 9 or 10, right?
Yeah, 2010,
Wow.
2011.
Crazy.
It's been a while, man.
What a NoobSniper fan.
Oh damn! Plug. Since you have been around for a while, how much, like, from what you have been able to see and what you've done, how much do you think content creation as a whole has changed? Or like,
unbelievably. Content creation. So to put in perspective, back when Minecraft really blew up and my channel kind of blew up a little bit, I had about 20,000 subs or so at that time. And that was considered a relatively large channel on YouTube. You had your corporate, accounts like CBC and NBC and whatever, right? And they had hundreds of thousands. But like for a single content creator, anything more than like 10K, or you were fairly big. You were on the map, right? And now 100K is probably considered a big channel, or at least a biggest channel. And so I think content creation from a size point of view and a saturation point of view, obviously way more. But I think from the quality, the bar is just so high. Like if you're coming in with 720p, grainy, recorded off hypercam quality video, it's just not going to be up to par or up to snuff with everyone else who has a standard level 1080p, or even 4K is kind of becoming the standard nowadays for high quality. And the bar is just so high. The creativity is just off the charts. For better or for worse, sometimes you have stupid BS prank channels that are all fake and scripted, but then you have really, really creative channels that not only make you think as a content creator, but make you think as a viewer. And it's like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. a lot back in, the early days of YouTube. We're talking the first 5 or 6 years YouTube was around. It was just a lot of handy cam footage. It was just a lot of random gameplay BS, some guides here and there, but it was mostly just people recording themselves and uploading it for the sake of having it on the internet and maybe sharing with a couple of people. Whereas now there is a much more concerted effort of actually recording your content, streaming your content, whatever it may be, and making it professional so that you can grow and make a successful possible career or make money out of it. And I think that's a huge differentiation between, even 8 years ago versus now, is that the focus on making money and getting sponsors, advertisers, etc., and making this almost a career path is significantly higher. That's one of the biggest things I've noticed.
Yeah, it has gone. Yeah, it has totally shifted. Like I was gonna say,
if you ask, sorry to interrupt, but if you ask kids, right, like anyone under 10, what do you want to do? They'll say, I want to be a YouTuber. I want to be a Twitch streamer, because that's the norm, right? Before, again, 8 to 10 years ago, that you were weird. You uploaded to YouTube. You get a weird reaction, like, okay. What do? You gaming. So you just play like 10 to 12 hours a day, and you just play it and just record it, and you're like, but that's a big difference, is that kids actually see, like a younger generation, see YouTube and Twitch as a career path, whereas before it was just the enthusiast would make YouTube videos.
Yeah, no, totally. And I think it's kind of it's been a bit more respected, especially like the more recent years. It's kind of been viewed as a whole different thing. Since we've kind of babbled a bit about, this whole industry as a whole. So is there anything like, maybe not even content creation, maybe even gaming, just anything within this whole universe, like something that most of the zeitgeist, if you will, kind of rolls their eye at? You just saw a bit of my lexicon right there. This kind of roll of their eye at, I read the question wrong. Redo, hold on. Smooth cut. Is there something like within this universe, this industry, that kind of everyone complains about? It's kind of like this thing that people just shit on, but you just like roll your eyes at?
In gaming as a whole?
In gaming and content creation, there's just this whole universe.
Give me an example. What are you thinking of?
Okay, so the
I'm
easiest
putting you
thing...
on the spot for the interview.
How the tables have turned. Yes. I think like the more recent thing, the easiest thing I could give you was like how people were shitting on Cyberpunk, and I was just sitting on the head of the table. I was like, no, it's not that bad. Kind of thing.
So one thing that people roll their eyes at are, I would say, even like community managers in gaming. That they feel like community managers are the be-all, end-all. They're the end point. They have control of everything. They can switch everything. And community managers get the brunt of all the bullshit, all the complaints, all the hate, all the problems directed at them. But they're simply communicators. And I feel so bad for anyone who takes a community manager position, because you must love the game or the developer or the industry that you stand behind, but you take so much shit from the forefront. And I think that is something that I get like frustrated at, seeing, let's say, the Deej from Bungie, well, formerly Bungie, or Cosmo now from Bungie, or you have every other community manager that is at the forefront, either on social media or in front of the, like you said, Cyberpunk, right? All the CD Projekt Red community managers, they're getting hit on something they don't have control over. And so that is something that kind of irks me a little bit. Yeah,
it is kind of bullshit when you think about it.
Like they don't make the game. They're not in the studio developing program and writing code and shit. They're the messengers between, hey, this is what's going on. Here's what we're working on. Here's this. Here's the feedback. They're just the messengers. The expression is, don't shoot the middleman. They're just delivering the message, right?
Exactly.
That's community managers. So.
And then cancel culture comes along and shits on everything.
That is also a problem for sure. Cancel culture.
To kind of make it a bit more upbeat, to kind of change the rhythm here. Beautiful segue. It's not. What would you call your favorite game of all time?
Of all time, Pokemon.
Oh wow.
Hands down, easy. I've I literally have my DS right beside me. I'm replaying through Pearl, I believe, and I played Pokemon Blue Randomizer a couple times through maybe about a month ago. But Pokemon is something I've started playing when I was 7 or 8, maybe 6 or 7, 8, somewhere in that ballpark, and I've been playing since. So yeah, I've played every generation. I have basically at least one game of every generation. Right? I don't have Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, for example, right? But Pokemon is for sure my favorite game of all time. From an hours point of view, I've definitely put the most hours in Minecraft, but it's not my favorite. My favorite is Pokemon for sure. The series as a whole, specifically, it probably have to be Gold, Pokemon Gold.
Yep.
It's probably my favorite out of the entire series, but I haven't fully played through the more recent gens, like Gen 6, 7.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Didn't you? Okay, this may be a very weird dream that I had, but didn't you like make a very, very short like walkthrough of Pokemon?
So way back, I actually played through Pokemon Fire Red, Staryu only, because Staryu and Starmie are my favorite Pokemon. I did a Staryu only run on, I think it was actually on Justin TV still. I don't even think it was Twitch yet.
Oh shit, yeah.
Maybe it was Twitch, but that's the one I did play through, and I did a couple of episodes of, I don't even remember, maybe Gen 3 on my channel, and then I know I did a little bit of Vietnamese Crystal, which was horribly translated Vietnamese to English ROM. And I didn't complete through that, but that's something I did play. I've played a little bit here and there on my channel. I don't know if I've ever had a full playthrough.
Yeah, I kind of vaguely remember that happening at some point. Based on the experience which you've gained, I mean, like fucking 11 years, you've gained a hefty amount of experience.
A lot.
If there are people that kind of wanted to get into content creation as a whole, what advice would you kind of throw their way?
Set your bar high, but your expectations low. You have to bring yourself to a very high quality, and keep it that way. But expect little to nothing for a very long time. So if I were to start from zero today, and I'm going to start my channel and I'm going to upload XYZ content, you have to make sure that whatever you're uploading is of super high quality. And I say that both from a literal point of view, like 1080p, 4K, etc. But I mean from a content quality point of view, has to be super high. But you have to expect that for the first 2 to 3 years, you're going to go nowhere. It's all going to be a learning experience, and that's invaluable for sure. Do some people blow up? Of course, but that's 1 in 100,000, maybe 200,000. Like, it's not common at all. So don't expect, just because you put the work in and making high quality content, don't expect that viewers and subscribers and money is going to flock your way for a good number of years, because that's just not realistic. If you go in expecting, I'm going to put out 5 videos a week, I'm going to stream 4 times on Twitch a week, and I'm going to put all this effort, you can't expect that in 6 months you're going to have a multi-thousand or million channel subscription channel, or you're going to have multiple hundreds or thousands of subs on Twitch. You cannot expect that, because the landscape, first of all, is so dynamic, but also it's so saturated. You have to put the legwork in to learn to grow as a content creator before you actually will get anywhere. You may get lucky, someone finds your channel, you may be at the right place at the right time, but hard work and actually doing the groundwork to build your channel or your stream or whatever it may be is going to be the foundation for your quote unquote luck to actually realize itself as a possible career path. If you think about it, like, think of it this way. Let's say I'm trying to think of a content creator. Okay, Pokimane. Everybody know who the fuck Pokimane is. Yeah. So let's say Pokimane is finished her stream and she was streaming Among Us, and it's 4 a.m. and you've gone live because that's your hours of streaming, whatever it may be. And she's looking through the directory and sees someone with 15 viewers. And she's like, I'm going to raid this person. She raids you, right? Mm-hmm. those 15 viewers, they didn't develop overnight. You've probably spent a number of months, maybe even again years, building that small community to be in that position to quote unquote get lucky. But everything you do before getting lucky is what allows your quote unquote luck to roll into something important and large and successful. You have to be there. You have to be there at the right time, be putting in the work, and enjoying it is obviously probably the most important thing. Enjoy while you're doing it. And you may get lucky. You may not. I know people who have been streaming for literally 6 to 7 years, and they average 15 to 20 viewers, and they love their community. They have a wonderful community, great place to be around. I go there all the time, but they didn't quote unquote get lucky. They just streamed and played games and built their little community, and they're happy and content with that. Can they grow and go on social media and expand and promote themselves elsewhere, etc.? Of course they can, but that's the legwork that they chose not to do, and that's okay. If you want to make something successful, you got to put the work in. You got to go through all the avenues, but keep your expectations super, super low. And any grounds you make, any improvements, any gains, for lack of a better word, that you make will feel so satisfying because you put the work in. That's one thing, not to ramble on here, but that's one thing
Go ahead.
took, I don't know if advantage of is the right term, but maybe I oversaw when my channel was growing, is that once I had some popularity, my expectation went through the roof. So when I started getting, a couple hundred subs a day, and then 1,000 subs a day, and then I got 20,000 and 25,000, right? My expectation was that I'm now going to be a multi-million sub YouTube channel, and all my audience is going to love everything I put out. Every video is going to explode, and every video is going to go viral, and and that expectation actually soured my experience on YouTube, because when the next video didn't perform the way I want to, and the one after didn't perform, and the one after didn't perform, all of a sudden I got discouraged because my expectations were way too unrealistic. And so if you bring your expectations either down or make fairly realistic goals for yourself, they're achievable and realistic again, that's where you can actually enjoy making the content and then lavish yourself in the success that you do have. Well, let me ask you, OP, reverse interview. You've been, how many years have you been making videos now?
Well, like
on
as
and
a
off,
whole,
right?
Yeah. I mean, I did start in 2017. I used to send you shit back in 2017. That shit's all private. I did make like a video back in 2011. But like consistently, it's been a year, about to be a year.
So in the last year, how have you felt your channel as a whole has come?
I feel like on a personal level, I've gotten better at it, and that's been the one thing that has really been worth it, because like I started off making like those shitty videos that were not very well made, and then I started upping the production value, and then people started to reach out and be like, hey man, your video is really nice going, and then friends would reach out and be like, hey, I was having a shitty day, and it would put a smile on my face to just thought that you should know. And then random people would be like leaving comments and be like, that was very funny, this moment's very hilarious, that kind of shit. And that's where I started to enjoy it. And this is gonna sound weird, but it made me want to reach the point where I get dislikes on the videos, because this may become a bit stupid. This may be like a bit weird to say, but like I feel like if you get a certain amount of exposure, if you reach enough people, you cannot escape dislikes. That is not something that you can escape. So I think that if I ever get to that point, I will think that I reached the point where I really have grown. But right now I have 73 subscribers, which is fucking weird. I started the year with like 10, which is, it's been a really, like, it's 73 isn't big, like PewDiePie's 100 something million, but it's still like an amount which I'm really proud of, and self-accomplishment.
And that's you made two excellent points there. You said you went from 10 to 73, which is a huge accomplishment, again, with the saturation on YouTube. But then you also said that's nothing compared to PewDiePie, who has 100 million. You understand that you just compared yourself to the number one most subscribed individual on YouTube. Do you understand the bar you just put on yourself?
Yeah.
And that's exactly the expectation, is that you cannot expect to be a PewDiePie. You can't expect to be a Markiplier or even a Ninja, because Ninja, everyone knows Ninja. You can't expect to be that. You just have to continue like you are, continuing to improve on your content and enjoy the journey of content creation, not necessarily looking to sip out of the cup when you hit 1,000 or hit 10,000 or hit 100,000. If you stay consistent and you continue to grow through all the normal traditional avenues that you can gain channel growth, social media promotion, reaching out, collaborations, etc., you will enjoy the journey more than simply aiming for the number. Like, don't gun for 100 subs, don't gun for 1,000 subs, don't gun for 10,000. Enjoy the process of getting there. And then once you get there, set another little bar for yourself. Be like, okay, cool. I'm going to continue working on this. I'm going to make this improvement. I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to try this new thing. Let's see how it goes. If you treat your YouTube channel like a large experiment where you're doing all the right things, but you're trying something new here, something new there, a little twist on this, a little twist on that to be creative, your own little creative sprinkles on the cupcake, you will have a better sense of a content, like what kind of content creator you are, where you excel, where you need to work on, and where you'd like to be, right?
Yeah, that.
That.
Yeah, that just clicked. Taking a second to let that sink in. Well, I guess you kind of answered the last question which I had. I was gonna throw like, it's been a year. What advice do you have to make it through the next year? But I guess you kind of.
Yeah, and just echoing is maybe, what's the expression? Always take your own advice, right? It's not necessarily an expression, but the thing to say is always take your own advice. If you're doubting something or you're concerned about maybe someone else, the advice you give them is probably the advice you should listen to yourself. So let me ask you, OP, what advice would you have for yourself in the next year between March 2021 to March 2022? What advice would you give yourself if you're looking from the third person perspective?
Oh, Jesus.
That's where growth is. Growth is reflection of yourself and obviously implementing action to change.
Yeah, that does make sense. I guess. I mean, I guess that there are certain aspects where I wouldn't say lazy, but I think that I could put in the more hours into a specific thing, like to bring you a bit behind the curtains for the viewers at home as well. 7 days a week, right? I upload Saturdays and Sundays. Saturdays and Sundays, there's nothing being recorded, nothing being edited, just thumbnails. Sundays is mostly off. So I have 5 days to work on videos. Usually the videos, like recording and shit, starts at like, if I'm really early about it, it's Wednesday. But usually I start like Thursday. So it's like a 2-day gap where I make 2 videos. And I think that maybe if I started earlier, maybe if I kind of elongated that process, maybe shit could get better.
And guess what? Maybe that's what you try this year. Maybe you actually make a set schedule, if your real life permits, where you actually record your video on Tuesday and you record your other video on Thursday, which gives you a full day, maybe, at least 2 days between the 2 videos to get it recorded, upload, or edited, any color correction you need to do, thumbnails, tags, description, social media posts that you're going to cross post for. And maybe that's where in the next year you go from 73 to 182 or 490, right? Who knows? But maybe you make this year the experiment year where you try something new or try for 6 months, right? I think if you try something new for 6 months, you can probably get a pretty good gauge of trend. Okay. That's pretty solid.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, yeah. I'm pretty sure that's all I had, unless I missed something. No, I'm pretty sure that's all I had. So thank you for joining me on this this video. It's been great having you. Is there anything
No,
that you'd like to plug?
I was going to say thank you so much for having me, actually. And the only thing I want to say is I want you to continue doing your best and enjoying the journey. And everyone who's watching this video, if you've watched to this point, you should absolutely hit the subscribe button because you clearly love this content. OP has a ton in the tunnel that are just coming right at you every Saturday and Sunday, you said?
Yep.
So
there you go. Just got an outro by fucking... Oh, disconnected. That's... Oh, no. Yo. Okay. I think...
How rude.
What? Okay, I just got disconnected.
Let's continue from there. You good?
Yeah.
Okay. Penis.
There you go. There you go.
No, what I was saying is be sure to enjoy the journey and hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, show the content creators that you care about, that your support. And okay, how hard is it to like a video? How hard is it to hit the subscribe button if you're going to watch their content in the future anyways? Super easy, takes 2 seconds, do it.
Exactly. There you go. No need for an outro. I just had my outro done by me, by NoobSniper. 9-year-old me is pissing himself right now. Okay, so thank you very much for watching, and what he said. No better way to put that.